Pray there, friends, and good morning from the Magic Kingdom. It's your boy, the Pin Trading Pastor, and here we are at Magic Kingdom again for another Pin Drop Tuesday. If I'm not mistaken, it is the Winnie the Pooh drop. It's going to be Winnie the Pooh, 100 Acre Wood with Heffalump, and I believe the Nightmare Before Christmas Fairy Tale Moments pin. We're going to try and get in line and get both. I don't know how crazy it's going to be. I'm going to run up there, take a look. If it's too crazy, I won't be able to film the line and let you know what's going on there, but I will let you know if we did secure the drop. And after we get through the drop and get the pins, what we're going to do is something different here at Magic Kingdom. Today, we're going to be walking around, and I'm going to use a counter at the bottom of the video. We are going to count every single real pin that we come across today. Whether you know it or not, the boards hold between 30 to 60 Disney pins on there. And I've told you before, 95% of those are usually fake. And so we're gonna do a counter today, and we're going to do a challenge and see exactly how many real pins are on the boards today. And so what I want you to do is come along with us, see how many there are on these boards. I'm excited to bring you along. Come along for the ride. Let's see what we can find. All right, so we just scored big on Pin Drop Tuesday. We just got out of line. It wasn't as crazy as I thought it would be. Obviously, with the Winnie the Pooh dropping this month, I thought it was going to be nuts. But I'm going to show you here real quick what was released today. It was the Winnie the Pooh 100 Acre Wood with Heffalump, and it was the Disney Fairy Tale Moments Nightmare Before Christmas. Those are the two pins that were released today. And from everything that I'm hearing, they're pretty highly sought after. And so, again, Magic Kingdom did a very good job of crowd control. I thought it would be nuts. Now, it did open early this week. It did open at 8 a.m., and so maybe people didn't know about that. But I'm very happy that we were able to score that. Again, my son collects Winnie the Pooh, and so I definitely wanted to get that for him. I am not a Nightmare Before Christmas collector, so that will be a trader for me. But as far as Pin Drop Tuesday goes, we scored, and we are very excited about that, and makes this Pin Trading Pastor very, very happy. As we begin our journey this morning, I do want to show you what pins we'll be trading as far as real pins for real pins. So I'm going to show you right here real quick. Here is the first set. This is the first side we've got here. There you got a Mickey, you've got Hades Wave A, you've got some Marvel Yoda, you've got some more Marvel, you've got Simba, and then I'm going to flip the camera around here for you. And here's the second side we've got here. We've got Popsicle, we've got some sleeping animals, we've got Marvel, we've got Wave A, and so we're ready to go. I'm ready to go. If these boards are chocked full of real pins today, we're going to be ready, and we want to be ready to trade again. We're going to have a counter at the bottom. I'm excited to bring this to you today. So as you know, friends, if you've been with us before, the very first pin board here at the Magic Kingdom is located before you even walk under the railway. As soon as you tap your Magic Band and enter the park, if you look right over here, it's going to be found at the Wheelchairs and Locker Rental. And so we're going to go over there and see if we can find a real deal pin to start our day today. Okay, y'all, as we look at this pin board here again, we are going to have a counter at the bottom of the screen for every single real pin that we come across. And as we look across this board here, I'm not seeing anything, but we do have a pin trading cast member, and so we're going to take a look at the pin pad as well. And as I look at this pin pad, I'm not seeing anything that I would consider that, and so we're going to move on to the next one, and the counter remains at 0. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be located directly under the railway. So I'm going to show you right here. As you walk through this tunnel, you're going to see stroller rentals. And if you take a left into the walkway right there, that is where the next pin board will be located. All right, so as we take a look at this pin board, again, we are looking for only real, authentic Disney pins today. And as I take a look at this board, I'm not seeing anything that classifies as that. And so the counter, again, remains at 0, and we will move on to the next one. As you make your way out from under the railway, out of the stroller rental area, the next pin board is going to be located at Guest Relations. And so this is where Guest Relations will be. There is a pin board in there. All you have to do is ask a cast member, and they will get that for you. So let's walk in there and see if we can find an authentic Disney pin to start our day. Okay, here is the pin board in Guest Relations, and as we take a look here, I'm not seeing a whole lot, but I do think there is one. And I've told you, when I think one may be, I go for it. And I see this guy right here. And so I'm going to trade for this one. And so we're going to do this guy here. And I think we're going to trade we'll do this one right here. And we'll put that guy right in its place. And so we are on the board with one Real Deal pin. Keep and count. All right, so we were able to score this Villains Mickey pin inside of Guest Relations. And as you know, I've been to that board many, many times, and I've never found anything. And so that's a win for me. Finding a real pin there as we do this challenge today, that's number one. And so we're gonna keep the count. Let's see what the Emporium has to offer. The next pin board is going to be found here in the Emporium, and there should be 2 pin boards as well as some pin trading cast members. And so we'll walk in, see if there's anything we need as we look for real authentic Disney pins today. Okay, here's the first pin board found in the Emporium. And as I look here, again, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to want. We are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins, and I'm not seeing anything on this board, and so we will move on to the next one. Okay, here is the pin board, the second one located in the Emporium here, and we are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins today. And as I look around the board here, I am looking there. That one gets duplicated a lot. I do not believe that is a real one. And so as I look around the board here, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to want. And so our counter remains at 1. On to the next one. So as I make my way out of the Emporium in Casey's Corner here, the next pin board is going to be located right here. That tent at Guest Relations. And so we're going to walk over there, see if they have any real authentic Disney pins on their board today. So it's only about 9:40 here at the Magic Kingdom. The Guest Relations tent behind me did not have their pin board yet. But the next one is going to be right over here. It's going to be found at the Crystal Palace. Again, we've showed you that neat and unique board that they have. We're going to take a look, see if they have it, and see if there's any authentic pins on there for us. So I think the pin drop today might have screwed everything up. The Guest Relations tent didn't have it, and the Crystal Palace didn't have it. So we're going to make our way into Adventureland and start looking at those boards. We'll come back and hit these 2 later and see what they have. So the next pin board is going to be found over here in Adventureland, over here to the left. It's going to be at this souvenir cart, which I found out in my last trip actually has a name. And so let me give you the name of that as I walk over here, because I want you to know what that is in case you ask, or you're going to ask a cast member where it is. So let me walk over here, go, 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 and go. It is called Buona Bob's. That's where it'll be. So here is the pin board at Buona Bob's. And as we take a look, there's about 30 pins on here. And I'm not seeing one that we're going to want or need for our collection in our hunt for authentic Disney pins today. And so we're going to move on to the next one and see what we can find. Okay, so I didn't really have a goal coming into this on how many authentic pins I wanted to find. I think I'm going to shoot for a goal of 10. We found one. We've just entered Adventureland, but it's getting rough. It is a hard find. Now, don't get me wrong, Pin Drop Tuesday is crazy. There are a lot of pin traders in the park, but for goodness sakes, pin trading community, put down real pins for real pins. If you see one, put a real pin down. It's okay. You don't have to put these scrapper pins down. That's what makes this so hard for so many of us. And so we're going to continue on. I see a pin board over here at Guest Relations, and so we'll go over there and take a look. The next pin board is going to be found over here at the Guest Experience Team tent. So let's take a look and see if there is anything we need for our hunt today. All right, here is the pin board at the Guest Experience Team tent. And again, we are on the hunt for genuine, authentic Disney pins. And as I take a look at this board, I'm not seeing anything that's going to match that criteria for us. And so we will move on to the next board. Okay, so the next pin pad we're going to look at is found over here at the bazaar. Again, right here is where you would meet Aladdin and Jasmine. And the pin board we're going to be looking at is found right over here. Let's go take a look. Okay, here's the pin board over here near the concessions next to where you meet Aladdin and Jasmine. And as I take a look around the board here, again, I'm going to move very slowly. I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need today. And so I think we will just move on to the next one. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be found at the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. Just in case you've never gone into that gift shop from the front and only entered it through the exit of the ride, here is the entrance to the ride. And if you want to find the pin board without actually going into the ride, you're going to go over here to the right of Beacon Barrel, and that is where our next pin board will be located. Okay, so here is the pin board in the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. And as I take a look here, I am going to get a little bit closer. I am not seeing anything, not a single pin that I am going to take, because I'm not seeing one that would qualify as a genuine, authentic Disney pin. And so we are going to move on to the next one, and hopefully these numbers start to pick up. All right, so obviously nothing there for us at the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. We are moving on to the next board. The next board is going to be located right here at the Guest Experience Team under these blue tents, and we'll take a look at their board and see if there's anything we need. All right, so here is the pin board at the Guest Experience Team tent located just outside of the Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop. And as we take a look at this board, again, I'm not seeing anything that's going to qualify for what we're looking for today. And so, again, we're going to move on. I believe the Critter Co-op is open at this point, so we're going to move on to that gift shop and hopefully find something there. All right, so I believe I was actually in this exact spot last time when I shared some information with you about cast members. I absolutely love the Disney cast members. They, again, make all of the magic. And again, they see that I'm there with the pin pad and they're asking what I'm doing. They said, are you playing pin bingo today? I said, no, I'm actually just out looking for genuine, authentic Disney pins. That's what I'm looking for today. And, you know, they know the deal. They see these people come in, put scrappers down, take the good pins, and it's frustrating. But one of the cast members who I love, talked to her, she had said, you know, she just started pin collecting and she's looking for those Loungefly Princess Boot pins. And I happen to have one. And so I told her, listen, next time I'm in this park, I see you all the time, I'm bringing you that pin. I want you to have it. You've helped me in the past. Let me bring that pin for you. And so, again, amazing to have interaction and dialogue with these cast members. They make the magic. And so we absolutely need to continue that pin trading community love with them as well, because they enjoy it just as much as we do, if not more. And so I just wanted to pop on here and share that with you today. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be found here in the Critter Co-op. And so we'll walk in, take a look, and see if there's anything we need. Okay, friends, so we've made our way into the Critter Co-op, and here is the pin board. And I must say, I think our luck may be changing, because I'm going to go around this board here, and there are Wave Bs. There are awesome pins on this board. And so I'm going to take a look here, move down here, and just show you before I make the trade here. Just take a look at these pins. You've got the Shmi ears. You've got an older castle. I believe that's from 2020. You've got the Donald Cupcake. You've got Kermit, you've got the Tiana ears, and you've got the R2-D2 bubble wand there. And so I don't know which two I want to take. I think I'm going to do Kermit, because I know I passed on that in the last video to get Lilo. And I think I may take this 2020 castle right here. I know that's from a Hidden Mickey set, and I know that tends to do well. So we're going to take these two, and we're going to leave the Avengers A. We're going to put that guy right there. And I think we're going to leave Gamora. We're going to leave Gamora so we can leave a good one for the next person. But yeah, whoever comes into this board next is going to be very happy, as this is a nice board. All right, so as we make our way out of Critter Co-op, I had a couple people ask me that were behind me, why did you leave Wave Bs? You had a chance. Again, I have Wave Bs. I've done well with Wave Bs. I have plenty to trade. That 2020 Christmas Castle, again, I believe that's where it's from. I do not have that, and so I wanted that because I think it'll trade, I think it'll go well. Again, those Wave Bs are doing well. Speaking of Wave Bs, I have with good knowledge a source that told me that next Tuesday is when those packs drop. Next Tuesday is when those Wave B packs will drop. Again, don't quote me on it. I'm just hearing from cast members. But Wave B packs should drop next week, so we can start getting some of those chasers. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be found back here at Tiana's Bayou General Store. Again, it's a party day. Normally this opens at 11 a.m., but it's open at 10 a.m. today because it is a party day. And so we're going to make our way back here. Again, if you're not riding the ride, you go to the right and you follow the exit all the way back, and it'll be in Tiana's Bayou General Store located right here. Okay, here's the board located at Tiana's Bayou General Store. And again, we are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins. From that last count, we got 2 over there in the Critter Co-op. We are up to 3. And as I look at this board right here, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need, and so we will move on to the next one. Okay, friends, we do have a couple pin trading cast members here at Tiana's Bayou General Store, and again, we are on the hunt for authentic, genuine Disney pins today. I'm not seeing anything on this board, but we do have a trivia pin, and I'm going to go ahead and try that in just a minute. But I am going to trade for this Munchling right there in the top left-hand corner, and so for that pin, I think we're going to do this Sleeping Dog, because I want to keep the magic and give that to the next pin trading person that comes by and keep the magic going. Okay, so after a long trivia, I did get it right. I'll tell you what the trivia is when we get outside, but I am going to trade for this Orangeburg Plain, and we are going to trade, let's do Simba. We're going to do Simba. I think that'll be good for the next kid that comes in there, and so we'll do Simba for this Orangeburg right here, and that would be Real Deal pin number 5. Okay, so we did come across another pin trading cast member, and there we go. We have a Munchling that we are going to trade for. And so for that one, let's do our Star Wars pin right here. We're going to trade this Star Wars pin right here, and we will trade for this Munchling right here. That would be pin number 6. Genuine, authentic pin number 6. All right, so as we make our way out of Tiana's Bayou General Store, we are up to 6 genuine, authentic Disney pins that we found. 3 located in that store alone. there was a trivia question. It was, which princess does not wear shoes throughout the entire movie? Now, there's a few of them, but the one Susie, one of my favorite cast members, was looking for was Rapunzel. And she gave me every hint in the book. She gave me every possible thing, and I almost did not get it until the very end. It took me like 7 minutes to get it, but I really wanted that orange bird plane that she had. And so we found 2 Munchlings and an orange bird plane inside of Tiana's Bayou General Store, and that takes us up to 6 genuine, authentic Disney pins as we make our way into Frontierland. All right, so as we make our way to Frontierland, I actually just had an amazing moment. And, you know, people see me recording all the time, and they stop me and say, hey, what are you doing? And somebody did there too. They said, oh, I thought I was going to be famous, and I just saw you recording, and you're so good, you sound good, which I appreciate. But they asked what, you know, my handle was on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, which is Pin Trading Pastor. And they said, we're going to give you a follow. And she said, oh, you're a pastor. Her name was Samantha Muse. And she's like, I just had a spiritual awakening and just accepted Jesus into my life in September. And again, being the pin trading pastor, being a man of God, to hear people's testimonies and hear their stories. Obviously, you see the Forgiven hat today. Almost forgot to show you the drip. I'll do that. It says, let there be light. And as Christians, we are called to be the light of the world and to show the world who Jesus is by the way that we present ourselves, the way that we act, the things that we say. And Samantha noticed that in me, and we had an amazing conversation. So I just wanted to give Samantha a shout out, her beautiful daughter, and they're going over to Pirates of the Caribbean right now. But it was so great to have that conversation. And again, love pin trading, love the community, but being out and doing this is why I do what I do, to interact with you all, to see a sense of community, to talk to people about Jesus and their faith. And so, amazing moment there, and I just had to include that in today's video. All right, so as we make our way into Frontierland, the next pin board is going to be found at Big Al Souvenir Shop. It's over here to the left, and so we're going to walk over there, take a look at the pin board, see if we can see any authentic pins on that board for us today. Okay, so here is the board at Big Al Souvenir Shop, and as we take a look again, we are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins. As I look around this board here, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to take away at this time, and so we're going to move over to the pin trading shop and take a look at their board next. So the next pin board is located directly across from Big Al's over here at Frontier Mercantile at the Frontier Trading Post. We're going to walk in, take a look, and see if there's any authentic pins we need for our collection. Okay, so here is the board located in the Frontier Trading Post, and as we take a look again, we are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins. And so we're going to go around this board very, very slowly, take a look at each one. But as I take a look, in my best guesstimate, I am not seeing anything that we need for our collection. And she is making me look bad, and I like it. That is an authentic Disney pin, and she knew it, and I didn't, and I love it. So we're going to take it. So we're going to take this one, and we're going to put an authentic pin down. We're going to put our Fantasia pin down for the next guest and put that there. See, even the pin trading pastor does not get it perfect. There is an authentic pin right there we're going to take home for our collection. All right, friends, as we leave the Frontier Trading Post there, that was a lot of fun. Again, I am very good, I'm pretty good at discovering what is real and what is not. I've done a lot of research. I've done a few videos on it on YouTube and on TikTok. So I'm pretty good, but I love that cast member, Shiloh was her name, pointed as I was looking around saying, I don't see an authentic pin here. She very slyly pointed at that authentic cat pin for us that I'm gonna take home to my daughter, Addie. And it's just amazing because I had no idea. I was panning the camera around, doing the things I did, and was just gonna move on to the next one, and she slyly did that. And so we were able to trade for that cat, put the Fantasia pin down. Man, I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. Love bringing y'all the content. So much fun. So the next pin board is going to be located at the Getaway Stagecoach line here, and that is going to be your DVC hut where you can come and sign up for DVC. I'm going to come back here. Here's the board right here, and we're going to take a look and see if there's anything we need. The only one I'm thinking that could be, again, I was wrong last, is this popsicle. So let's take a look at it real quick just because I'm curious about it. Take a look at some of the backs, some of the points here. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because there is a slight border on there and the points are not that sharp, and so we're going to pass on that guy. But again, that's one of the ones that were duplicated quite a lot. Again, having conversations with people earlier, the popsicles, the cups, even the new Stitch set where the seasonal portrait one have been duplicated, and so I believe that popsicle was a duplicate, and so we're going to pass on that one here. Okay, so as we make our way into Liberty Square, the next pin board is going to be located over here to the right as you're leaving Frontierland. It's going to be at Ye Old Christmas Shop. And so we're going to make our way down this path, take a look at that pin board and see if there's anything we need. All right, well, here we are in the Ye Olde Christmas shop, and here is the pin board. And again, we are on the hunt for authentic, genuine Disney pins. And as we look around here, again, here's one I want you to know. These sleeping animals, and there's Simba. Those have been duped very, very badly, and I can tell that that one is not authentic, but look just above it. That is the one we are going to trade for today. I can definitely tell that is an authentic Disney pin. And so we're going to trade for this guy today. And we are going to put down... Let's put down this Marvel hero right here. And we're gonna put that guy right there. That's where we're gonna put it. And so, yeah, we are up to number 8 as far as genuine, authentic Disney pins go. Awesome, another score for us. That was pin number 8. We have found 8 genuine, authentic Disney pins. We are well on the way of reaching my goal of 10. But I do wanna show you the next area where we're gonna get our pin board. And again, as you know, Liberty Square Ticket Office. Normally there's 2 pins. It might be a little early for that, but we'll walk in and see how many they have this morning. All right, friends. Well, this is the one and only pin board found in Liberty Square Ticket Office until 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., they'll bring out that second one. But again, we are on the hunt for genuine, authentic Disney pins. And as I take a look around this board here, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to want. And so we're going to move on to the next one. All right, so we're a little early to go to the Harbor House here, the Columbia Harbor House. Normally I would go in there and check out the pin trading cast members. There's usually 2 or 3, but it's still 10:30 in the morning. So we're not gonna go in there this morning. We're going to head right on over here to Memento Mori, which is the Haunted Mansion gift shop. And that is where our next pin board is going to be located. Okay, here is the pin board located in Memento Mori, better known as the Haunted Mansion gift shop. And as we look around here, again, we are on the hunt for authentic, genuine Disney pins. I'm not seeing anything that we're going to want. And so we are going to move on to the next one and onward to Fantasyland. Now, as we make our way into Fantasyland, the next pin board is going to be located here at the Mickey's PhilharMagic gift shop. And so we're going to walk in there. The gift shop, the name of it is Fantasy Fair. And so we're going to walk in here, take a look at the pin board, see if there's anything we need. Okay, well, here is the pin board located at the PhilharMagic gift shop. And as we look around again, we are on the hunt for genuine, authentic Disney pins. And as we look at this board here, I am seeing one, so I am going to put a number on there. That is number 9. I am not going to take the t-shirt because I already have that entire collection, but that will be number 9 on the amount of authentic pins we have seen so far today while shooting. And so we'll make sure to get that number down there and we're on to the next one. All right, so even though we didn't take that pin, that is number 9. We have seen 9 authentic, genuine Disney pins on the boards today and on cast member pin pads. And so we're gonna head to the next one here. The next pin board location is going to be found here at Sir Mickey's. And so we're going to walk in, take a look, and see if there's any authentic pins we want for our collection today. And here is the pin board located inside of Sir Mickey's. And again, we are on the hunt for genuine Disney pins. And as I look around the board here, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need. I'm not seeing anything at all that we would want, actually. And so we will move on to the next one. All right, so our next pin board is going to be located over here at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. Again, they got that amazing pin board that's shaped like a shield. So let's take a look, see if there's anything we need or want for our collection today. Okay, here is the pin board at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. And again, we are looking for authentic, genuine Disney pins. As I take a look at this board here, I'm not seeing anything we want, but the cast member has informed me there is a trivia question. So we're going to try that and we'll let you know the results. Okay, so as we make our way away from Princess Fairy Tale Hall, he did have a trivia question. Now, I did not make a trade because those pins were not good. They were definitely scrappers and not something I wanted for our collection. But I did like the trivia question, so I wanted to pop on here and tell you what that was. It was, what are the 3 oldest attractions at the Magic Kingdom? And I did get it correct, but again, didn't make the trade. And those 3 attractions are Haunted Mansion, Carousel of Progress, and the carousel that sits here in Fantasyland. Those are the 3 oldest attractions at Magic Kingdom if you ever get quizzed on that while you're out there doing pin trivia. Okay, so our next pin board is going to be located here at 100 Acre Goods, the Winnie the Pooh Ride gift shop. And so we're going to walk in and see if there's any authentic pins that we need today. Okay, so we just walked into 100 Acre Goods gift shop, the Winnie the Pooh Adventure Ride gift shop. And as we take a look here, there are definitely real pins on here. And so I want to count them just so we have our numbers. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 authentic pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 authentic Disney pins. So we're going to add that to the counter. I am going to take 2 of these pins, and the 2 that I'm going to take are going to be Tigger Bubble Wand
and the Hollywood Tower Hotel. I'm going to take these 2 pins and I'm going to leave this droid right here, because again, we're only doing real pins for real pins, and we're going to do this Fantasia pin right here. And so we'll put those 2 guys right there, trade the droid and the Fantasia pin for the Hollywood Tower ears and the Tigger bubble wand.
Okay, friends, so as we make our way out of the 100 Acre Good gift shop, I just realized something. I did count all the pins on that board. Now, we scored big there. We got the Hollywood Tower Hotel ears and the Tigger bubble wand. Love those Wave Bs, trade great. But I counted every one. There was 6 on there, which takes us to 15, but I don't believe that number's accurate. And obviously, when I edit the video, we're gonna take a look, because I remember at Critter Co-op, that board had a ton of Wave Bs and I only took 2 off, and I think I only counted them as 2. And so I will make sure the accurate number of authentic pins we saw is in the bottom left-hand corner when I do the counts. But right now we're at 15, and I do think once I count the ones on the Critter Co-op board, we'll have more than 15. But we're seeing some now. We're starting to see those authentic pins. I think we just saw a refresh there, and so that's always exciting to come upon. And so now we're gonna move on to Big Top Circus and see what we can find. So our next couple of pin boards are gonna be located inside of Storybook Circus. Now, sometimes Big Top Souvenirs, which is where we're headed over here, has 1, 2, and sometimes 3 pin boards. Now, today's a party day, it's kind of slow. I don't know how many they have, but we're gonna walk in and see exactly how many pin boards they have for us to take a look at. All right, well, here's the first board found inside of Big Top Souvenirs. And as we take a look here, again, I'm not seeing anything I want. Like we talked about earlier, this cup right here, this Donald cup, those have been duplicated an awful lot, and I'm seeing a lot of, off with the metal there, and it doesn't look like it's going to be real for us. And so we're going to move on to the next board. I do see another one across the way, and see if there's any authentic pins on that board. Okay, friends, well, here is the second pin board found inside of Big Top Souvenirs. And as we make our way around here, I am seeing 1 authentic Disney pin. We do not need that. We already have that for our collection and have traded it multiple times, but I'm not seeing anything else, so the counter would be 16 until I add the Critter Co-op number in, and so we will move on to the next one. Okay, friends, while we were waiting in line for Big Top Souvenirs and checking out that pin board, I did see a cast member who had a pin pad, and I wanted to show it, but there was about 9 people in line behind me, and so I just went ahead and made the trade, and I'm going to show you what that trade was right now. If you recall, I had the Donald Popsicle sitting right there, and she had a Wave B Donald Bubble Wand, and so we made that trade. Again, Wave B seem to be out in full effect right now. As you can tell, as we take a look at the front there, we have plenty of Wave Bs going on right here, and so we've got Kermit, the Hollywood Tower Hotel ears, the Tigger Bubble Wand, and now the Donald Bubble Wand as well. And so, yeah, things are looking up here at the Magic Kingdom. So I know I say this all the time, but if you can come to Magic Kingdom on a party day, we are sitting here at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with a 30-minute wait for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. 30 minutes, midday on a party day. Get yourself out here on a party day. I can promise you, your family won't regret it. Okay, so the next pin board we're going to be looking at is found at the Guest Experience team next to the Be Our Guest restaurant as you make your way outside Fantasyland. And so we'll take a look and see if there's anything we need. And here is the pin board found at the Guest Experience tent there next to the Be Our Guest restaurant. And as we look around here, again, I'm not seeing a whole lot, but I am seeing one. This Mickey and this Goofy, that is definitely an authentic, genuine Disney pin. Now, I'm not going to take it because we already have it, and so we'll move on to the next one. Okay, so our next pin board is going to be found at the Be Our Guest restaurant. If you look to the left of where people check in to go, the pin board is going to be found right here in the archway. So let's take a look. And here is the pin board at Be Our Guest restaurant. And as we take a look again, we are hunting genuine, authentic Disney pins. And I'm not seeing anything. I'll pan around the board here for you to take a look at it. But I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need. I do like the note. It says careful hot, as these have been baking in the sun all day, but I'm not seeing anything that we need for our collection. Okay, so the next pin board is going to be found over here at the Village Gift Shop. Again, it's right next to Gaston. I mentioned that in a previous video, but I'll show you right here. There's my boy Gaston right there, and then I'll score over here, and you've got Bonjour Village Gifts, and that is where the next pin board will be located. Okay, friends, here is the pin board located in Bonjour Village Gifts. And as we take a look here again, we are looking for authentic Disney pins. That's what we're on the hunt for today, and we're counting that number up. And as I look around here, we've also got a couple pin trading cast members here. And as I look at the pin pads and I look at the pin board here, I'm not seeing anything that's going to make that number go up, and so we'll move on to the next one. So the next pin board we're going to take a look at is found in H. Goff Cartography. and we're gonna go take a look. It's the Disney Vacation Club hut over here in between the Little Mermaid ride and Big Top Souvenirs. And again, we are on the hunt for authentic Disney pins. And so as I take a look here at this pin board, and I'll move around the board slowly here for you. Again, I am not seeing anything that I would qualify as an authentic Disney pin, and so we will move on to the next one. As we make our way into Tomorrowland, the next pin board we're gonna see is located at Star Traders. And so as you pass the teacups and make your way out of the Storybook Circus, Star Traders is gonna be the next pin board that we're gonna take a look at. Okay, here is the pin board located inside of Star Traders. And again, we are on the lookout for authentic Disney pins. And I make my way around the board here. I'm not seeing anything that I'm needing for my collection, not seeing anything that I think would be considered authentic, and so we're gonna move on to the next one. All right, friends, well, we did find a pin trading cast member, and as we take a look at the pin pad here, again, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need, and so we'll move on to the next one. So as we make our way outside of Star Traders and taking a look at their pin board, I'm gonna show you right here over at the DVC booth over here. This seems to be a permanent fixture, this pin board that they've added. And so we'll walk over here, take a look at this pin board and see if there's anything we need. Okay, so here is the pin board located in the DVC hut just outside of Star Traders. If we take a look at this pin board, I am seeing one. So we're gonna count this towards the counter, but I do not need this pin for my collection. It's not something I collect. So we're gonna leave that for the next guest. But as far as authentic pins, we do spot one here on the DVC board. As we make our way through Tomorrowland over to Space Mountain area, the next pin board, or multiple pin boards, sometimes they have two, is gonna be found inside Tomorrowland Launch Depot. And so we're gonna be heading right in here and we're gonna take a look again. Sometimes they have one pin board, sometimes they have two. We'll walk in and take a look and see if they have any authentic pins that we need today. All right, friends, well, here is the pin board located inside of Tomorrowland Launch Depot. And as we make our way around here, again, I'm not seeing much that I would want for my collection. Again, we are on the hunt for authentic pins. This Yoda has me questioning. I will add it to the counter when I take a look at the back here in just a moment, but I don't think it is. And so I'm gonna pass on this board and take a look at that and let you know on the way out. So as we make our way outside of Tomorrowland, upon further review, the Yoda pin on the pin board inside of Tomorrowland Launch Depot was in fact a duplicate. It was fake. It was a scrapper. It was junk. I was not going to take it. Now, if you're a Star Wars fan, again, this is your reminder. You could trade for it, just don't trade a real pin for it. Trade fake for fake, real for real. We don't want in the pin community to just load these boards up with fakes nonstop, because again, that's all you're seeing 95% of the time. And so if it's something you want, you can trade a fake for a fake and a real for a real, but just don't be putting down real fake pins when you're taking a real pin. It's not good for the pin trading community. As you leave Tomorrowland, sometimes there is a pin board located over here at this snack cart where you can get popcorn, sodas, and refreshments. It is not out yet. I may stop back by later, but there's oftentimes a pin board here after 11 a.m. during the day. So as we make our way back to the center here towards Main Street in Magic Kingdom, the next pin board is going to be located at the Plaza Restaurant. So we'll take a look at this board and see if there's anything we need on our hunt today. And here is the pin board located at the Plaza Restaurant. And again, on the hunt for authentic, genuine Disney pins. Not seeing anything, not a single thing on this board that we need. And so we will move on to the next one. So when I add this up, when I edit the video, we've done pretty good of seeing authentic pins. A lot of the boards didn't have them on there, but we found some cast members, and so it's gone a lot better than I expected, especially with the way the day started. And so I'm gonna go ahead and show you here. We're headed into Main Street Cinema. That's gonna be where our next pin board is going to be located. Okay, and here is the pin board located inside of Main Street Cinema. And again, we are on the hunt for authentic pins. And so as I look at the pins here and move the camera around the board here, again, I am not seeing anything that we're going to need, anything that we're trying to collect today, and so we will move on to the next one. So our next pin board is going to be located inside of Tony's Restaurant right here, and so we'll walk in, take a look, and see if there's anything we need. And this is the pin board found inside of Tony's Restaurant, and as we take a look here, I'm not seeing anything. Again, these cups right here have been duplicated a ton, and I can tell right now that that is not an authentic Disney pin, and so we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so our next pin board is going to be located inside of Town Square Theater. It's right next to Tony's Restaurant inside of Box Office Gifts. Let's go in, take a look, and see if there's anything we need. Okay, this is the pin board found inside of Box Office Gifts. And again, we are on the hunt for genuine, authentic Disney pins today. And as I take a look at this board, I'm not seeing anything that we're going to need or want for our collection today. And so we will move on to the next one. And the last pin board we're going to look at today is found inside of Curtain Call Collectibles. And so let's go in and see if there are any authentic pins on that board that we want or need today. Okay, friends, well, we did run into a pin trading cast member, and we are going to trade for a couple of these pins. I'm going to trade for this guy, and I'm going to trade for this guy. I've got to take those two, and we are going to give, let's do this guy here, and let's do this guy here. We're going to trade these two right here for the Country Bears and for the Donald. And here is the pin board located inside of Curtain Call Collectibles. And as we make our way around this board, again, I am not seeing anything that we're going to want or need for our collection, as we are looking for those authentic pins today. And so again, we're going to have to say this one is not for us today. Okay, friends, well, that's going to do it for us from the Magic Kingdom. And again, I just want to say, as far as the hunt today, you're going to see that number in the bottom left. I kind of lost count looking at all those different boards. And so that number is going to be in the bottom left-hand side, the final number. And I will report that on TikTok. Again, if you're not following us on all the socials, follow us. Pin Trading Pastor on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Again, you're going to get all the content there, but I will do a statistical mathematical equation on basically the math that comes with what was on those boards, those pin pads, do an average and tell you exactly how many real pins and the percentage that we saw today. But I do want to show you, again, some of the pins that we got today. I was very excited about that. And so I'm going to show you right here. We got a couple Munchlings. We got some Wave Beasts, some Bubble Ones. We got Donald there. We got Ursula. We've got a couple Wave Bees there, the Hollywood Tower ears, Kermit. And so again, we had a good day, especially the way it started. But again, percentage-wise, we need to do better as a pin trading community. We need to be putting authentic pins down for authentic pins. And so remember that. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying the content from the resorts, the parks, and things like that. But again, if you're not following us on all the socials, Pin Trading Pastor, you're only getting part of it. And so again, it's wonderful to have you with us. And as always, friends, love God, love people. God bless.